field goal attempt.
I guess they figure they got to start taking some chances. Here's a big one in this third quarter as he'll go for it on fourth down. Fields now to throw. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Bears tried it on fourth down, unable to convert. And this 10-play drive winds up yielding nothing. KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive.
Well, partner, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one.
The delay of game backs him up 5, 1st and 15.
The throw for Tony is intercepted. Picked off by Jaquan Brisker.
And they're going to set up shop at the 27-yard line.
At the 27-yard line. Here we go.
Clock showing 90 seconds to go in the third.
They'll fake the handoff. Now Fields. Oh, the turnover fest continues. Here's another interception. And the Chiefs are going to get the football back at their own 17.
Charles, whatever's going on between his ears right now, it's just not completely calculated correctly. 7 picks between last week and this week after that one.
And they always say the most important part of a player is those 6 inches between the ears. But right now, it's all those interceptions that are going on. So whoever his trusted confidant is on the sidelines, I don't know if it's the offensive coordinator, the quarterback's coach, maybe the backup quarterback, that's who he needs to get with now and get himself calm.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive.
Here's Pacheco to begin the drive. Up to the 20.
Offense looked a little bit discouraged after that play, shaking their heads a bit, looking at each other. I think they thought they'd get a lot more out of that call. Sometimes you do get the running lane you want. And other times, the defensive front, they just break up the play before it can get going.
Final minute now of the third quarter. Sharks got it, left side. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. A gain of 28 yards there and give him a first down.
And while we may be looking at the scoreboard, this offense certainly is not, because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the third quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown leads happen throughout this league. They don't want to fall victim to it themselves.
Yellow, yellow. Hey, Sunday, on Sunday, on Sunday. Hey, Ripley. Fight down these two, fight down these two.
Throwing on first down is Mahomes. Well, he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. This gain not quite as good as the last, but still over 40 yards between the two.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there, getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get it to him in space, let him use his leg.
Yeah, if he can get a matchup against a linebacker or maybe a defensive end dropping out in a zone blitz, he's going to win that battle just about every time.
It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down. We have played 3 quarters.
Line of scrimmage, the 24. This is 2nd and 6.
Throwing now is Mahomes. They'll set up the screen to Pacheco. And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. So they'll wind up losing 5 yards on the play. And that's going to lead to a 3rd and 11. They're backed up here. Tough spot. Needing 11 yards to pick up the first. Play action. Now it's Mahomes. Man open. It's Tony. He's got it. He's got room to roam. And all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown. Kadarius Toney with 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game.
So still throwing here in the 4th quarter with a pretty sizable lead, and now that lead even more sizable. And if nothing else here, CD, a chance to pile on some stats before this one wraps up, and he did just that.
Brandon, convention tells us it's time for them to get off the gas a little bit, right? But you and I both know the receivers don't want them to, because, as you noted, this is their chance to pile on the stats. If they got their way, they try to get every single spot in the depth chart points before this game is over.
To bring it out of the end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23.
Here we go.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive.
And they unfortunately are staring at a mini losing streak developing, trailing here in the 4th quarter. This would be their 3rd straight defeat. Oh, Fields is intercepted for a 3rd time. Trent McDuffie with a pick. And the Chiefs will have solid field position here as they take over at their 45-yard line. Well, they've got the huge lead. Now they have another interception on the defensive side. Seems like everything they touch in this one, Charles, turns to gold.
And they have to be awfully happy right there to get what appears to be one more for the road. It helps seal away one of their best efforts of the season.
So after the INT, here's Mahomes. And he'll go down. The Bears get there for the sack.
Buried by multiple defenders on the drive's first play.
Pressure can come from all over when you're plotting a defensive strategy. On that particular play, it just came from the outside.
After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. Working from the gun, Mahomes. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
My first thought is surprise, because that's one of the better tight ends around, and I've seen him pull in balls like this before. But how about a little credit to the defense forcing that incompletion?
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
Nice back-to-back plays defensively. They're stacking momentum now. 1 incompletion, 2 incompletion. They're going for more.
Here's the Chiefs punter now. Always a good sign when your first punt comes in the 4th quarter. They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away.
On the return, Johnson.
A big kick there. We'll call it 56 yards on the punt. And the Bears take over.
Here we go.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense.
Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains.
And with this game well in hand, perhaps we are seeing the coverage lighten up a little bit as they got burned there a bit for a 1st down.
Well, we certainly know the coach isn't happy along the sideline, because he certainly wants them to finish this one out the way they started it. He doesn't want to give up any soft completions, no late points. He wants his lead to stay right where it is.
It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
If you're in the offensive huddle, you're smiling after that play because you've certainly got them guessing now. 2nd and short, Could they just hand it off for another big gain? Or did they take advantage of this spot to take a big shot downfield?
Off play action. Fields steps away. And that's caught inside the 30. And he's brought down after a very nice gain. Boy, so what else could go wrong for him here? It's an illegal touching penalty on the outside.
Yeah, Brandon, that really wasn't a very disciplined play, was it? Because you got to know where you are on the field. You can't get that close to the sideline because if you step out of bounds, you can't be the first to re-enter and touch it. That's an easy call for the officials.
To throw is Fields.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today.
Picked off by Leo Chanel.
And they will finally get him, but not until he's all the way down inside the 15-yard line.
The utter domination here just continues. This defense, I don't know what more we can say all around about their performance.
Well, it certainly feels in this game like maybe they're facing a Canadian defense. 12 guys on the field. It feels like there's an extra on every snap because they have really struggled to make headway through the air.
1st and 10 and kind of tipping their hand at running the ball. 3 tight ends are out there. Here's Pacheco headed right.
And they get him down after a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2. At this stage of the game, where the scoreboard is, the key here, stay in bounds, and he did just that. Not by a huge margin, but he stayed in.
And those come up in what we like to call winning edge meetings. The things that you have to do, late game situations, kicking situations, doesn't matter what it is, and that comes up in that meeting, then you practice it, they've got to be happy to see it executed, being able to stay in bounds and work the clock.
And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. It's a 3-yard pickup, and that sets up 1st and goal.
Hate to be blunt, but it is just continuing to prove to be the case that this O-line is manhandling this D-line right now.
They deserve to roll up their sleeves and show up their biceps because they're doing exactly what you just described, manhandling the defensive front. They've got the leverage, they're powering through, and they're controlling this game.
Now that sends them 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to 2nd down.
At the Bears' 6-yard line.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Chiefs in possession of the ball as we welcome you back. They've got a 2nd and goal now as they look to add a few more points here onto their total.
Yellow,
2nd
yellow.
and goal from the 6 this time.
Yellow.
Mahomes taps this forward. It's a jet sweep. Oh, this one may need to go back to the drawing board. He's going to be swallowed up right away.
No gain on the play. Brings up 3rd and goal.
Now, they'd really like to make the short field pay off. We'll see if they can, but this is 3rd and goal.
Yellow, yellow. 7.
Here's Mahomes to throw. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Trying to get that one to his tight end, and they've been trying to get the ball to him, but as of yet, unable to successfully complete one. But you know there's usually a nice comfort zone in throwing to the tight end. Great sight lines, usually right in the middle of the field.
I guess not content to get another 3 here late. They'll try to add 6 more as they go on 4th and goal. They'll go for it. It's Mahomes. And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far. Picked up by Jalen Johnson. And the Bears will have solid field position here as they take over at their 45-yard line. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. Well, CD, it's all window dressing at this point. I mean, the best they can do is in the game with a nice drive to maybe build some momentum to move forward into their next contest.
Yeah, and with how lopsided this game has been, even one score might not do a lot of cosmetic good on the scoreboard, partner, because it's just about looking forward at this point. Get a touchdown here, give yourself some positive momentum and reps to focus on when you get back to practice in the next couple of days.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10.
Angel. West right, zip. Right.
Here's Fields.
Escaping the pressure right.
Fields hit and the ball is loose.
But the Bears look to get this one back, and indeed they did. So they'll keep possession. The Chiefs now going to use the first of their timeouts. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages.
Here we go.
Now Fields.
Going up top. And this is caught. Well, they get one back. Picking up the late touchdown here, but still down big.
Touchdown, Chicago.
The Bears offense staying put, and Justin Fields always a threat to run. They'll go for 2 here.
They'll try and run it here. And he'll get in. And they're going to draw themselves 2 points closer. Needed a couple yards for the 2-point try. They go to the ground game, and it works.
And sometimes it's the exact right thing to do because a lot of teams play you for the pass, so you spread people. You often find good running lanes.
Now they're down big here in the 4th. They had to try the onside kick. Can't fault them for the effort at least.
No, you can't at all. And if nothing else, now you've put something that you're trying to practice, right, that you've worked on into a game situation, and now you can go back and dissect it. So if you need it again sometime, maybe you'll find a better way to do it. But, yeah, this game's pretty much done for them.
Mahomes going to throw it here.
Catch made by Watson on the out route. He's in the space past the 25.
Touchdown! Justin Watson, his first touchdown of the new season.
And the Chiefs have opened up a 4-touchdown lead here in the 4th.
As that lead just swells and swells. Look, this has been dominance in all 3 phases, offense, defense, and special teams.
So don't we have to give a lot of credit, not just to what we've seen today, but the preparation in advance, coaching staff, commitment by the players to the game plan, and being ready to go in this one? You're exactly right. Clean sweep. And, boy, they're going to celebrate this one after it's over.
And on the other side, this is the game film you just flush and never go back and review.
And this will come out to the 25 as Jones elects for the touchback.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that, and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team, and we were losing late in a game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here. And that was the message to the team.
Just something to build on.
Just something to build on, get it done, and maybe we can look at that and say, we'll get better as we go forward.
Don't jump. Ready?
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
Back to throw. Fields.
He's going to let it fly. That's caught inside the 20. Touchdown, Chicago.
Tyler Scott.
His first NFL reception goes for 6.
And the Bears get a small measure of revenge as they cut into this 4th quarter deficit.
Here we go.
Always in the NFL, how difficult it is for a rookie receiver to have an impact on the game. So much.
And my goodness, another interception. Takes it all the way back. It's a pick 2, if you will, as that play backfires in a big way. for the touchdown here. Santos to kick this one away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. Well, they don't need to score here, that's for sure. They could just kneel it. They've got the huge lead late fourth quarter, but we'll see how they're feeling, Charles.
Yeah, we all know people out there who like to use every second of the clock, no matter what the score. And we know they don't need the points. They've scored in abundance already. Let's find out how they want to finish this ball game.
Following the incomplete pass, here they go again. 2nd and 10 from the 25.
Easy.
Interesting. Mahomes wants to throw it. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And it's knocked away and incomplete.